순간에 또 저도
It wasn't such a big surprise. Now that they have the power, they can use the power that they gained democratically in order to stay in power, even in an undemocratic way. Two of the most important such checks. So the real question whether a country is democratic, counterfeit humans, bots that pretend to be humans, should be a crime, just like counterfeit money. I mean, in a way, it wasn't such a big surprise because we see this thing happening again and again in more countries. And actually this is a very old problem in democracy that we know from history. People think that coups are something that is done by military officers, that they go with tanks and take over the country. But in history, a lot of coups are actually done from above, by the lawful government itself. Now that they have the power, they can use the power that they gained democratically in order to stay in power, even in an undemocratic way. You first use the law in order to gain power, and then you use your power in order to distort and to destroy the law. Now, to prevent this, democracies have several what is known as checks and balances. Two of the most important such checks are free media and free courts, independent courts. The media's role is to report if the government does something unlawful or corrupt or some big mistake. So the media's role is to inform people about it, and the courts should have the power to prevent, to stop unlawful behavior, even of the government. So the real question whether a country is democratic is the question what limits the power of the government. With regard to the rise of far-right and authoritarian regimes in general, they thrive by spreading hatred and tensions between people. Democracy needs trust between citizens in order to function. Dictatorship doesn't need trust. Dictatorship works on fear. What we see happening in recent years is that we have the most sophisticated information technology in history, and people can no longer talk with each other. And the connection is that AI algorithms and bots, especially on social media, they deliberately spread conspiracy theories and fake news that cause fear and hatred between citizens. And then when the trust between citizens collapses, you can't trust your fellow citizens, then democracy becomes impossible. There are steps that democratic governments can take to prevent this. The easiest and one of the most important steps is a law that forbids bots and AIs to pretend to be human beings. Counterfeit humans, bots that pretend to be humans, should be a crime, just like counterfeit money. So this is a big question. We have very little time. I'll say two things only. First of all, to ban the bots. By which I mean, bots and chatbots and AIs are welcome to talk with us, but only on condition that they clearly identify themselves as AIs and not as human beings. Secondly, to be more charitable or generous in the way we interpret what human beings say and do. And unless we have good evidence that the other human, that the other group is lying or doing something harmful, we should not immediately go for the worst possible interpretation. We should give them the benefit of the doubt.
두 번째는 우리가